Hello class. This video is going to focus on 1.4, which is the distributive property. The goal is I can use the distributive property to evaluate expressions, and I can use the distributive property to simplify expressions. You want to open your textbook to page 35, which is where you will be again taking notes. Okay, on page 35, we have a key concept, which is the distributive property, and it goes over how to use the distributive property. We are going to go over this when we do the examples. Okay, example 1, use the distributive property. This is page 37. We've got Verdell's swim team practices 5 days a week. Each day they spend 15 minutes stretching, 45 minutes swimming laps, and 30 minutes lifting weights. So part A, which expressions represent the number of minutes Verdell's team spends in practice each week? Select all that apply. So this is pretty much a process of elimination. So if Verdell's swim team, they practice 5 days a week. So 5 days a week. And each day they're going to spend 15 minutes stretching, plus 45 minutes swimming, plus 30 minutes lifting weights. Okay? So another way I can say this is I can distribute the 5 to each of those. So I could do 5 times 15 plus 5 times 45 plus 5 times 30. So that would mean A is an acceptable answer or C is an acceptable answer. So A and C. And then in part B, how much time does Verdell's team spend in practice each week? So in order to do this problem, we're just going to take the answer that we came up with. So we're going to do 5 times 15 plus 45 plus 30. So order of operations says I should do inside the parentheses first. So 15 plus 45 plus 30 is going to give me 90. And then I'm going to multiply that by 5. 5 times 90 is going to give me 450. So that would be D. Okay, so they spend 450 minutes in practice each week. Okay, we have some definitions. So we have the coefficient is a numerical factor of a term. So if I have the term, let's say 3x squared, the coefficient is that number in the front. So coefficient. Sorry, I spelled that totally wrong. But the number in front of the variable is the coefficient. Like terms are terms with the same variables with corresponding variables having the same exponent. So, for example, 7x cubed and 4x cubed are like terms because they both have an x cubed attached to it. Okay, and then an expression is in simplest form when it is replaced by an equivalent expression having no like terms or parentheses. So in this example above, we could take 7x cubed and then add it to 4x cubed, and we would add the 7 and the 4 together. So 7 plus 4 gives me 11, and then the x cubed would be attached. So this is 11x cubed is simplest form, and then 7x cubed and 4x cubed are just written as like terms, but they're not in simplest form. Okay, we want to rewrite each expression using the distributive property, then simplify, and this is on page 42 in your book. So starting with number 33, we're going to take that number that's outside the parentheses. Remember, anytime you see a number outside parentheses, and there's no operation next to it, that means it's multiplication. So I'm going to take 3 and I'm going to multiply it by m, and then I'm going to multiply it by n. And if it helps you out at all, if there's no number in front of m and m, you can always put a 1 there. So anytime there's no number in front of the variable, you can put a 1. Okay, so this turns into 3 times 1m plus 3 times 1n. And I will tell you, the biggest mistake that people make when they're distributing is they don't distribute to the second number in the parentheses. So you got to make sure you distribute that 3 to both numbers or both terms in the parentheses. Okay, now we're going to multiply. So 3 times 1m, that's 3m. And then 3 times 1n is 3n. And then this is our simplified expression. So 3m plus 3n. M and n are not like terms, so we can't add them together. Okay, next we're going to take our 14 and distribute. So remember, that's multiplication in between. And we're going to distribute to the 1/2 and to the 6a. And it does not matter that the 14's on the right side of the parentheses. It could be on the right or the left. It's still going to get distributed. Okay, so we're going to take 14 and multiply it by 1/2. And then plus 14 times 6a. Okay, so then 14 times 1/2 is 7. And 14 times 6a is going to be, let's see, 6a times 14, 4 plus 2, that would be 84a. So 7 plus 84a. And again, these are not like terms because they don't both have an a. Okay, 36. We're going to distribute -2 to 7m. And here's what I'm going to do. In here, I'm going to change this to plus -8n and plus -5p. Okay, so now we're going to do -2 times 7m plus -2 times -8n. I'm running out of room. Plus -2 times -5p. So this goes right here. Just running out of room. Okay, then we multiply. So 2 times 7m is -14m. And then -2 times -8n is positive 16n. And then -2 times -5p is positive 10p. And if you struggle a little bit with multiplying positive and negative numbers, use a calculator. Okay, so this is as simplified as it gets because m, n, and p are not like terms. Okay, that is the end of 1.4a. Remember, on the video quiz, you need to get at least a 75% to move on from the video.